Maybe you're listening to this because you tend to leave things to the last minute, or you end up putting off household chores or projects again and again. Maybe you've had trouble sticking to a change in your diet or to an exercise plan, or maybe there's a particular temptation or a distracting activity that you keep ending up being drawn to, even when you've promised yourself you'll be more disciplined about it. The philosopher and mystic G.I. Gurdjieff held the view that our problems with discipline are due to our tendency to sleepwalk through our lives. Even when we have moments of awakening or flashes of determination that from here on in things will be different, we'll stick to our exercise program, we'll keep our home tidy, we'll file the tax returns early. Those moments of clarity and resolve do not reliably produce a lasting change in the sleepwalker within us. And if you've ever mindlessly overeaten, or wasted hours in front of the TV, or browsing endless web pages, or forgotten about an exercise program after a short time, I'm sure you can connect with Gurdjieff's description of us as habitual sleepwalkers. Neurology has identified interesting evidence that Gurdjieff was on the right track. According to neuroscientists, the front part of our brain functions like an executive, which we use to control our impulses, while the deeper emotional centers of the brain drive our urges and instinctive responses. Research has shown that alcoholics and drug addicts, for example, have less activity in the frontal cortex and therefore less ability to control their impulses. Better impulse control is a strong predictor of success in life. In a famous experiment first performed by Walter Mischel at Stanford University, young children were left alone in a room with a marshmallow and told if they didn't eat it until the experimenter returned, they would get a second marshmallow to eat. All these children were followed up through adulthood. Those who are best at putting off eating the marshmallow in front of them, what we call deferring gratification, went on to be averagely significantly more successful in their lives and careers. This simple test turned out to be a far better predictor of success than IQ tests. So I'm sure you can see the benefits of teaching the executive part of your brain to take charge more. It used to be thought that the brain didn't develop much once you became an adult, but we now know that this is not true. Research at University College London found that the hippocampus of London taxi drivers studying for their license grows in size. This is a part of the brain we use to form new memories. Your brain grows and responds to how you use it. And from working with clients to all kinds of addictions and bad habits, I myself have found that the more people exercise the executive part of their brain, no matter how old they are, the better they get at impulse control, and the more rewarding and meaningful their lives become because they're no longer being buffeted around by their moods. In some of our other downloads, we talk about how to build up your motivation for doing a particular task, and I'll mention a couple of these downloads at the end of this session. But this download isn't primarily about learning to feel motivated to do any one thing. It's about strengthening your overall character. Not just for the rewards of meeting a particular deadline or succeeding at a personal project, but because you've had enough of being at the mercy of your emotional brain's whims. And you know you could do so much more with your life if you applied yourself more. This session is about becoming the kind of person you want to be, developing your consciousness and strengthening your sense of will so that you become more present and aware as you go through your day, more and more immune to those unhelpful urges to procrastinate or overindulge, and you can really notice how much stronger and more certain your executive brain has become as you stay firmly focused on doing what needs to be done. As Gurdjieff would say, it's about learning to wake up from sleepwalking.